We are oppressed. We are exploited. We are downtrodden. We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights. So the only way we're going to get some of this oppression and exploitation away from us or aside from us is come together against the common enemy.
It's so good. It's so good. I love when all three of us here. It feel like we like Voltron. That might be a little bit before some people time. Like, don't get it twisted. I want people. Let's not first before we get started, because we got a great topic today. We ain't gonna be long at all before you. It's gonna be straight to the point. Really good conversation.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just it is what it is now. Well, dang, what I was just about to say. Oh yeah, don't get it twisted. We are okay, I'm 40. But both of these two Negroes is over 30. So I don't want y'all to get it twisted about neither one of them. But no, I love them. They're my cousins.
I know Voltron is.
I love it too. Like, oh,
we ain't that young out here.
I know. Yeah. We grown in these streets. But, man, welcome. Special night. Unfiltered on a Tuesday night. We had to get it in.
On a Tuesday.
On a Taco Tuesday, because we actually making tacos. It's great. I feel great about it. So, man, we about to have a really good discussion tonight. And as always, but probably with this one, I guess I better give the quick disclaimer.
Please do.
There will not be any disrespect during this podcast, during this, where it could be very emotional debates for some people. Respect will be maintained at all times. Anytime I see anyone being defamatory or assaulting people's characters because they don't agree with the opinions, so you want to throw insults, that's childish behavior. And it's kind of the whole thing of what's going on tonight that we're going to be bringing up is, man, Chris Rock and Will Smith. We're saying it's the aftermath, but it was one hell of an aftermath. I think we all realize. First of all, I watch the Oscars every blue moon, especially if I find out somebody. I mean, it's going to see what it is. Somebody that I personally know or really like, actor that look like us. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah,
if they got a chance to win the award. And this year, because of so much buzz Will Smith had because of King Richard, and you haven't seen it, outstanding. It's an outstanding movie, really good. It looked like he was about to be a clear-cut runaway favorite for it. So it was anticipation. Of course, I heard about Samuel L. Jackson about to get an award. Danny Glover was getting an award. So I'm watching it. I'm like,
all the greats,
all the hitters. I'm like, these hitters getting the awards.
Yes.
And one event,
so everybody was watching.
One event happened, and that's the one thing that everybody remember, and unfortunately, it's for good reason. So before we even get started, I want to say share, subscribe, like, get into the comments and everything else. If you're out there watching it now, go ahead. You already know, share and enjoy the comments. Before we even get started, I'm gonna have my co-host go ahead and introduce themselves before we even go any further. Please,
ladies first.
Well, it's Miss Hills checking in, representing for the ladies always.
It's your boy, Mr. Reese, 1/3 of Unfiltered. Continue to share, like, subscribe. Let's get into it. I'm excited for this topic. I think our host already said it. Look, we all gonna respect each other's opinions. One, because it didn't happen to us, but like we're gonna respect each other's opinions and hear each other out. But I'm ready to talk about it.
Yes, please.
I'm ready, yeah.
There's levels to this, okay?
It's definitely some levels. I was thinking, if you are, man, if pretty much you have to be underneath a rock,
literally,
not to really have heard it. It's been on every mainstream media source. I mean, ESPN,
Everywhere.
Sports Center,
even on sports channels, which is crazy.
It's been all
Wow.
over the place. It's really, I mean, it's like you said. I mean, you can't really say enough about it. I think I'm at the point I was going to say I was going to show it, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. I don't want to show it. I think we passed that now.
Yeah, for sure.
We're past that. So let's get right into it, and I'm gonna let Mr. Reese kind of. Each one of us is going to give you a brief detail of exactly what go on. So kind of let's start with Mr. Reese down there. Give us a synopsis of actually what happened that night for what we know at the award show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will give you guys what happened from my perspective. I forgot that the Oscars was on. Totally forgot.
Okay.
And I was just on Twitter and I saw Stephen A. Smith actually, and he said, "Did I just see Will Smith slap Chris Rock at the Oscars?" And I'm like, it was long. I'm like, okay, whatever. Like I didn't take it serious for a second, and then I see the video, and I see the slap. I didn't see why it happened or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I'm still thinking that, all right, this is staged. It's not real. Blah blah blah. I'm thinking it's a comedic kind of thing. So I'll go back and look, and the slap came because he talked about Jada. Now maybe let's break down the whole synopsis. So Jada and Will Smith were at the Oscars. Chris Brown, he was helping announcing. He wasn't like the actual host. Mm-hmm. And he had, and like I said, I think the job of a comedian or a host is kind of like to deflate, people's egos or whatever. So as Jada Smith was sitting in the front, Jada and Will was sitting in the front row, he made a G.I. Jane comment, referring to Jada regarding, I guess, because she likes G.I. Jane because she doesn't have any hair, which, due to her having alopecia. First, Will Smith, laughed. And then we saw the unhappy look on Jada's face. So then Will Smith proceeded to go on stage and have this weird kind of slap. It was just like
it was like a punch slap. I don't even know.
It looked like when it happened, it fast forward. So he was like, that's all. I just saw him walk, and then I just saw his hand like this, and Chris turned around like I barely caught the slap. And so Will Smith got offended with a joke regarding his wife. And so he slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock continued to go ahead and say what he said on stage. Will Smith was counseled by Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry. He won an award, as he should, well deserved, for the King Richard movie. And he began to apologize to the people at the Oscars about his behavior. He didn't apologize to Chris Rock then. LAPD asked did they want to press charges? Did Chris Rock want to press charges? He didn't want to press charges. Will Smith later on apologized via social media to Chris Rock and the Oscars again, and vice versa, Chris Rock to Will Smith. So that's the synopsis of what happened, but we're going to get deeper to some other things on the what, where, why, how they get to this point. What set off Will? What set off Jada? Was Chris Rock wrong for saying what he said? Should he have not said what he said? Did he do anything wrong? Like, we're going to get into all of that. So, like, that's the synopsis of what happened. Mrs. Hill, Mr. Johnson, I don't know if you guys want to continue to elaborate on what we just talked about, or we can kind of get into the
Let's get into it. I'm ready.
All right, cool. All right, so young lady, how do you want to start this off?
I just want to talk about it. I just want to go through all my little layers because it was so much happening. Okay, I'll start to share just like how you did. I did not watch the Oscars. I knew it was coming on, but I was not feeling the best. And I was kind of just like, I don't know how I'm feeling and what I feel like doing right now. So I was kind of just relaxing, chilling out, planning out some stuff I was about to do for the rest of the week or whatever. But because I knew it was on, I was kind of like checking in here and there, looking into like notifications about how it was going and all that. Then all of a sudden I saw, I don't remember if it was like an article or something. It was something that popped up that caught my eye. And I was like, what is this? So when I looked at it, I was like, hold on, let me get on YouTube and see what these people talking about. Because, you know, people always have something to say. That does not mean it's actually true and factual. So for myself, I don't go off hearsay. I need to see for myself. So I found a video which showed, like you just said, the whole thing. So it showed Chris Rock. He was up there. I guess he was supposed to be like a filler or something for the moment. He was telling like a few jokes. He had talked about this couple before he talked about Will and Jada. And, you know, and he was just trying to pick at people, everybody laughing. For me, this is where it starts. The context of the jokes was different levels for me. The first, when he was doing the other couple, I don't remember what celebrities they were, but they were Caucasian. And the way he said it was just like, oh, they both up for a nomination. I just know the husband bet not win because the wife gonna be on him. That was how it was, and that was the end of that. Then when it switched over to him joking about Jada, it wasn't necessarily the fact that the joke, in my opinion, was not a joke. He's a comedian. They do that. They come for people. However, it was just the sensitivity of it. Like, was he living under a rock and didn't know she had health issues, which has caused this? And she's even spoke about it on her own Red Table Talk. It's been articles. She's been on TV talking about it, all this. Like, did he not know that this was not that? The timing is too sensitive. It's too raw. She ain't came through it. Will Smith just went through his whole healing process, which he's still in. He had a whole book that just came out in the midst of him doing the King Richard movie that talked about his journey to no longer being a coward, where he just had to be the perfect Will Smith and make sure his family was perfect, everything was perfect. And now he's dealing with, that wasn't the best choice. I need to speak up when stuff ain't right, when I don't feel what's happening is good. So for me, it was just the timing of it was not the best for Chris Rock. However, I did see that this is not the first time Chris Rock came for Jada. In like 2016 or like some years ago, he came for her because she was boycotting the Oscars back then for whatever her reasons were. And his joke back then was about how she's on a TV show. Like, his joke was that it's just like him being Rihanna's panties. Like, he's not invited. It was a weird way he worded the joke, but it was just the fact that, like, why is Jada Pinkett boycotting the Oscars? Because she's irrelevant, because she ain't even up for Oscars. She's on a TV show. Like, why are we talking about this? So that's how his joke was. So I feel like, to be honest, this was not just like, oh, he said this one joke and that was it. I feel like it's been a building up of things over time with Will and Jada towards Chris Rock and his jokes. And I feel like, to be honest, like we've been talking about the whole time, getting deep into it now, the fact that it's about not communicating. If this has been an issue with y'all towards him making jokes or whatever, you know, he a comedian, he's supposed to be y'all friend or associate or whatever, y'all should have had a conversation about it. And maybe they did, I don't know, but I saw the reaction, like Will Smith's reaction to everything with the laugh. I didn't even feel like the laugh was like, oh, this is funny. It was like, I'm trying to laugh so I don't turn up. And then it was just like, you know, enough is enough. I can't hold this in. I'm about to handle this. And then it was just like, after the fact, I know he was just like, dang, I'm about to get an award possibly, and I'm in front of national television. And in a moment, I felt justified. But now, as I'm feeling it and thinking about it, I could have handled that in a different way. And I feel like Chris Rock was just like, bro, you really slapped me on TV in front of the whole world. Like, you couldn't have just pulled me to the side after the fact and be like, hey, bro, let's not do this no more. You know, I think that was the levels for me. Like, it was just like so many things that took place. Do I think they both were wrong in what they did? No. I think for their moment and what they were doing in the moment, I felt like they both felt like this was the right thing to do. There was nothing wrong. They didn't think nothing of it. But I feel like once they actually calmed down, they reflected, thought about it, they both had a different reaction. Like, I could have did things different. That's all. That's what I got for the moment. I'm gonna keep it light.
Yeah, I just want to just say what happened so we can get to the meat. All right, Mr. Host, what we got going?
Pretty much, everything that y'all said is everything I saw from watching everything. It looks like basically Chris Rock. Well, just getting into let's get into it a little bit. To that concept, I kind of got drifted off for a second. I first of all, you feel for this. Is what I feel for first. I feel for Questlove, who was getting a reward at the time and got cheated out of his moment.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for the crowd
Very
because,
uncomfortable.
like everybody else, they thought this was a skit because it immediately looked like maybe it'd be a skit because they wouldn't think someone would do something that ignorant. And I feel for this gonna sound selfish. I feel bad for my community as a whole because it feels like another black guy, and something that could have been completely preventable to a certain extent. I think it goes into what we've been talking about for a long time, and I keep telling people is accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen this more and more that the one disease that this country has that they don't want to find a cure for is a lack of accountability. They don't. We do not like taking accountability. What that means? Let's break it down to a couple of different little things.
Level, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let's start with Chris Rock. Chris Rock, first of all. Chris Rock is probably one of the most famous comedians of all time. Very influential in the black community. Very powerful voice in the black community. Got a lot of respect for him. His comedy is not for everybody. His comedy is mostly political and doing a lot of pot shots and a lot of the racism against blacks and within our own community to step up. And he tells a lot of truth. His comedy is truth and jokes. And I really, that's why he's one of my favorites. Again, like Max said, he wasn't hosting this year. Oh, and you know who else I feel sorry for? I feel sorry for the 3 women.
Yes.
Who had to host the Oscars this year.
Yes. First time
in history.
Time.
You know,
and they were 2 of them were comedians.
Outstanding.
You know who else we should feel for? We should feel for the Williams family.
Absolutely. You see what I mean? It's like a lot of things that we go through, and it's a ripple effect because of, I'm gonna say it, and people ain't gonna like it, because of a selfish decision.
Yep.
Now, like I said, Chris Rock.
Can't wait to get into this.
Chris Rock automatically got up there, did what he do. Same he's done every year. This is why they asked him to come back to be there. They want to be on every year.
Yeah.
He throw jabs out, keep everybody nice and loose, make fun of him, and do all these different things. And he got to a joke where Will and Jada were both laughing all the way through until it came to a joke about her. The joke was, Jada, love you. Can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane 2. Everybody laughing, including her husband. Camera went away. Something happened between when the camera went away. What's going on, Los? When the camera went away and when Jada had a disgusted look on her face that every husband knows what that means when his wife does that look. From that point on, Chris began to keep going his monologue. He gets caught off guard. Whoa. Here come Mr. Williams. Oh, here come Mr. Williams. And all of a sudden, here comes one of the weirdest smacks I've ever seen in my life. It was one of the weirdest smacks. I've never seen a smack like that. It looked like something off a fake. I hope Miss Hills gets back. We got you, Miss Hills. But a smack that came out of nowhere that I was like, whoa, that must have been part of the prank. Because as he turned around, it looked like he kind of had a smirk on his face too. And then Chris Rock kept going like, oh man, I got to, shit smacked out of me by Chris Brown. And I see you, and I'm gonna put both. Hey, Dur, I'm gonna put this question online for you too.
What's up, Carlos? What's up, Cuzzo?
And got back there. It looked like it was pretend, but as I started realizing, no, this is for real. Will yelled out. He got back to sleep. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Chris said, hold on, it was a G.I. Jane joke. What do what you talking about? He's trying to de-escalate. He said, keep my name, or keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth again. Said it again. Yeah, Los, it's the same thing. You knew it was real when you saw this cat, because he had a glassed over look in his eye, and you knew he was upset.
I don't think Will Smith is somebody who like
Lance, what's going on, man?
Who curse, especially like at that time. And it's like for him to say it, and we heard him like, oh, this is for real. That's what I thought. When I heard Will Smith cuss, I knew it was real.
Yeah. So after that, Chris Rock continued on with the show. Professional. First of all, I want to give him the utmost kudos because he shows so much restraint. I'm like, whoo, brother. I don't know what any other man would have did in that situation. I can't even lie.
You wouldn't let him slap you, Randy?
No, he would never got. First of all, I ain't gonna even tell you. You already know me, cuz that's why you said that, Joe.
you will let him just slap you?
Nope. Nope.
But
before he even got up, if I saw him walking over like he was, I would have gave him the clear cut warning. If you step in my area, I'm beating your ass. I would have to take my microphone like, don't come over here with that. You don't want this shit. Don't let your wife get your ass whooped in here, man.
But you know what's crazy? Like,
it would have been nasty. That's why I said
I think he thought they had a relationship to where, like, I think when he said it, like, he was like, remember how Kevin Love put LeBron in a little headlock, whatever, like,
yep.
Like he probably thought their relationship was there. Yep. But we'll get into that.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. I get what you're saying. Look at that broken ego. Yeah, I'm trying to put y'all comments, man. I love when everybody comment.
Well, look,
like I said, Chris, he handled that. See, people, it's rare people talk about being a man, and then it's rare when people actually show the behaviors of what a man should do. And I'm not gonna front you out. I got so much respect for Chris Rock because everybody wouldn't be able to handle that. And I was just being honest. I knew right off the bat. I'm like, man, I'm about to, I'm saying, no, don't come up here because you look like you're trying to come with some aggression. This ain't a part of the show. We didn't rehearse this. Let's not go this way, bro. But he still held it together. And I'm cool on him to keep it professional. And I'm going to tell you the biggest thing why he kept it professional. He ain't about to endanger his brand. See, this is the importance of a lot of things people don't understand. He's not going to endanger his brand whatsoever. And you know what? I agree with you too on that, Lowe's. I'm going to put this comment up here too. Absolutely. We could definitely learn from him. Right here. I feel like Chris handled it well. He could have turned the Oscar into a role.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could have been disgusting. It could have been disgusting in this bad boy. He could have been like, you know what? Hold on now, man. You tripping. Suit jackets off and everything.
And he had every right. And like that would have been you talking about black eye. That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. And again, what we have, two brothers up there.
Mm-hmm.
And it just messed you up. People don't know all, don't know all that it takes. It's more than beating somebody. Yeah, absolutely. It's just the facts about it, man. Look. And then after all of this, that was just one part. And this the part.
Let's get into the layers. I want to talk about the real villain to me.
Oh, Let's get into it then.
I think the real villain is Jada. I could be wrong, but
no, I agree with you.
I think the real villain is Jada.
I think Jada Pinkett is the villain.
And we can agree to disagree, or we can totally disagree, or whatever. Here's my perception of it. Like,
nope, I think people agreeing with you out there, right?
I think since their whole marriage and everything they got going on, right? Like they're husband and wife, so your brand is my brand is your brand. And she could with the August Alsina thing, the Tupac thing, the things she said at the Red Table Talk, just the conversations that she have about Will, and you just continue to make this man look like this. And then, like you said, just the husband thing is like I just think he got fed up to that one point to where because he laughed at the joke. I understood if Chris Rock had said, "Oh, hey, Jay, call her a bald-headed bitch" or something where where the audience was like, "Oh, you crossed the line." People didn't think that. People didn't think he crossed the line. Whether they felt like he did or not. And so when he looked at her, like as a husband or somebody who felt like, man, like damn, like bro, like you really look now, like I'm pissed at you,
right? So
I'm gonna take my frustrations out on him.
Yep.
But I'm doing what you would want me. Like Jada wanted him to do. I don't even know if Jada wanted him to slap him per se. Jada wanted him to do something.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, what you gonna do?" And that's the look that we all get. Like, damn, like I gotta do something. You know what? Like, I want to slap people, but I can't slap. I'm gonna slap him.
Go ahead, keep talking, cuz I want to keep everything you saying is cool, but I want to get to our people out here. Look at this, Carlos. Appreciate you, cuz. Say, why stay in a toxic situation that makes headlines and everything y'all do? They make your marriage look like a game. If I didn't have a mind of my own and really looked at people's marriages, I would have never gotten married looking at marriages like that.
I'm gonna tell you why. Here's the crazy thing. It's the 4-letter word is love, bro. He loves that woman through all other stuff. Like I said, and this is just me per se. One, you're comparing, like, I think Jada has said something like, I think Tupac was a definition of a real man or something like that. Or like she can look at Will, how she look at Pac, and they're married. Like that's strike one. Like I already lose that. Then second of all, you sleep with my son's partner, like his friend, and y'all have a whole relationship, and we hear the speculation of that they're swingers. Now, I know that Jada slept with August. I can speculate who Will slept with. I have no proof. So it's hearsay. You know what I mean? Right. But then you bring it up on your show and to make this man look like Will wanted to cry, but he couldn't. Will wanted to cry and he couldn't.
He was stoic.
And like I said, all that boiled up to right, like, damn, like, I love her so much that I'm dealing with this, I'm dealing with this, and I'm dealing with this. And the joke was funny because Will Smith knew he was going to get that reward. He knew he was going to get that Oscar.
They all do. They know they're going to get the award before they get up there.
I think in the back of his mind, like, so it's just me, like, damn, you willing to, like, you really going to ruin this moment for me? And he did what he did. And I think right now,
he wouldn't think about nobody else.
Yeah, if he could go back, he wouldn't have slapped that man.
Mm-mm.
You know what make it, and like you said, I know we talking about Jada, and it's and Joe, I see what you're saying. He's saying she publicly fucking him over for no reason. You know what? And I'm gonna tell you something. It's some reason to this. It's some deep-seated reason for what's going on. It always is. You dig far enough, you find out what's at the root.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put another one on here. I appreciate y'all. Keep them comments coming. The thing that stuck out to me the most, I even had to pause the video, is Jada's face. That's what stuck out to me the most out of everything that went on. It was her look on her face, because it was the look of where somebody already doesn't like somebody.
Yeah.
Already. And they ain't got to say too much for you to get that response from them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was already the tension there. Like, you know, like you said, Vivi, the tension was already there with that comment he made about it before, talking about, you know, how you gonna boycott something where you ain't even invited. And the whole part in regard was that she wanted to boycott because it's the lack of people of color that was going on. And it's a lot of things, you know, going on. Oh yeah, there we go. Hey, how's it going, Michelle? So it's got one right here.
What's up,
the only reason she talked about it is that because August posted about it. And they had to, you know, and that's some truth to that. But I don't want us to get too far off on before, you know, when we get everything. But the point of this is, how, as a woman, I'm going to ask women this. Ask anybody this. You got a significant other. They got some type of business. And they got to get help to run their business. How would you feel if the person that they were using to help with their business is somebody they was fucking? How would you feel if you had a show and you brought on the man that you slept with that almost destroyed our marriage? How would you feel if your husband said, I'm working with her, but it's just business, to a woman he almost made your marriage be completely destroyed over? This is the things that we got to do. It can't just be men and women. We have got to learn how to be in someone else's shoes, not be in our own feelings. This is the problem we have in our life. We love being in our feelings.
Yeah.
Everything is justifiable because this is how we feel.
Yeah.
Like, bro, picture it being done to you. So when you think about August, if they're swingers or not, that's neither here or there right now to me. That's their lifestyle. That is. If it is, it's not. I don't like to deal with nothing I don't know about. I'm dealing with the fact that it was so bad that August said, when August posted about it, they both denied it. Will and Jada both denied it. Said, no, that never happened. Blah, blah, blah. He has some mental issue. They tried to paint him as crazy. They tried to paint him. Y'all hear me out. They tried to paint a guy that they said they was there to help because he was at a down place in his life. Mm-hmm. Anybody that know about August Alsina, he has battled with mental health issues. They tried to paint him as crazy, that he was lying. Then as he brought out receipts.
Facts, okay.
They had to do what I hate. And every time I
damage
hear it.
Control.
Yep, they like, every time I hear it, she had to say, it's like, I'm going to tell you my issue that I have with Jada. When you act like this untouchable guru of self-help and love to everybody, but you're really messy, that bothers me a little bit. That bothers me. So she said that she was going to be, oh, you know what? I decided with all these hurts and pains, I'm going to bring myself to the table. What the fuck is she talking about?
You
just like a judge.
That's why it's funny.
She sound like what kind of retarded stuff is that? That's like me being the judge, the jury, the executioner in my own trial. What did you say, Randy? Oh, I didn't do anything. How do you feel? Plead not guilty. Jury, not guilty. Bam, we out of here. It sounds insane. Then you're up there talking. It's obvious this guy toe up. And it's not to say the stuff that he ain't done nothing to her. But the whole point about it that I'm trying to make people aware of is that when you love somebody, husband or wife, you're not going to do things purposely to make your significant other look bad.
Exactly. Bingo.
Those things have seemed to be purpose-driven. And it's like I'm trying to figure out like, Will, you must have really did. Like, Will, did you do a lot of cheating? Did you have a lot of stuff going on?
See, that's the part that I take the stance on, or that I feel is skewed, because to be honest, all that we can see is what was put out, which is all on her. We don't see the stuff or know the stuff that he's did throughout these years that has brought her to this point where she felt like she needed to just be with August Alsina or whoever. Like, we don't know none of that. So I feel like all we can see and go off of is the receipts of what she put out there on her own merit. Which again, I think marriage is hard in general, but when you're married and you're doing it in public eye, everybody got a comment, everybody got something to say. I think that's when people get real critical. I say it like that.
I want to get on Michelle's comment. Like, I do think that let's just go with that. They are swingers and whatever. Adding somebody else in your marriage complicates things, ruins it. As
period. That's period.
But the thing is that, this could be me having a bias against Jada. I think Jada pretty much string that boy along to make him worse, right?
Which one you talking about?
August Alsina.
Well, all of them, but August. Only
definitely. August Alsina was pussy whip. He fell in love. This ain't even for question. He fell in love.
He thought it was real forever.
He thought it was real, and I'm telling you what it is, and I'm gonna let you finish. But real talk, Jada was having fun with him. She said, "You gotta listen to when she talked." She said,
and you gotta look too at it was so much in the media the whole time. Like you see her and him always together, laughing. She was in like the best time of her life.
Yep.
And all this stuff.
I just wanted to feel good. The last time I heard someone say "feel good" was Halle Berry in a movie called Monster Ball, and that's before she was getting hit from the back by Billy Bob Thornton. I'm telling you, she's like, "I want you to make me feel good." And she said, I just wanted to feel good. I wanted to feel good.
Even though
I'm telling you, she didn't want. Let's keep it on some real. We on 100. She wasn't running off with no August Alsina. You want to know why? I got 800 million reasons why.
And here's the thing, like, and if you love somebody, 800. And you know what kills me about that, bro?
Just being honest.
You know what kills me about that? We will never have another Will Smith. As far as like from a rapper to public mogul around, we will never have another Will Smith. And if Jada Pinkett can do that to Will Smith, if Will Smith is not good enough for Jada Pinkett, then we all have no chance.
But who said that though? See, that's the thing. It's like, who said that he wasn't good enough? That's the whole point. That's the whole point.
Okay,
because this is what we gotta understand.
I want to
let's go above or underneath the surface and let's dig a little deeper.
Wait,
give me 2 seconds. He just came out with. What was he talking about in this book?
I read the book.
Hurts, all his hurts and his pains, and the things he felt like he did wrong in his marriage, and the things that he was afraid about as he's a child. He sounded like he was digging a lot in his childhood.
Yeah, but Carlos just said it. The actions that she's doing and the things that she's saying just shows that he's not good enough. This man is worth almost $1 billion.
But see, in America, it don't matter about the money. It matters about how you make me feel.
Turn me on sexually. And you're comparing, like, Tupac has been dead for 20 years. And you're still putting Tupac above your husband, this man that you have kids with, this guy that you're building a future with. And everything I think that could damage Will, she brought out. Even like at the Oscars, like a real woman, I think, you know, Fifi, you would do it. And I know Crystal would do it. My wife, I feel like her feelings work bigger than that moment. If I wanted to get up there and do it, she wouldn't let me. Like, nah, we can handle it a different way. And to know that when she gave Will that look, that he was going to do something no matter what it was. She didn't care about his image.
But see, that's the thing. It's like you making it seem like she was like, "Hey, I need you to go up there and slap him." She did.
No, she did.
No, she did.
She did.
I trying to interrupt.
I feel like she didn't know he was going to slap him.
I want to put this.
She probably thought he was going to have some choice words for him. Like, let me say something to you real quick. But I don't think she knew the magnitude of what he was about to do.
Yeah, but still, like, if somebody had said something and you gave me that look, and that look tells me to do something, and I proceed to go do something, you want me to do it if you ain't stopping me. But you know, and my partner, you have my best interest. And like I said, let's reverse the roles. If like Crystal's a creator, she's an artist, and she gets some prestigious award, and somebody says something crazy, like nobody will call her no bitch or no nigga or anything like that. Like now that crossing the line. But something that I'm like, all right, look, I like this, like you work for this moment. We'll take care of that later.
And this is the big thing, and I ain't trying to. This is the big thing I want to say, because I want to get to our comments, because y'all getting good. So Michelle just said something that was good. Said right, we don't know exactly what Will Smith does. We just see him on TV. We don't know how his normal life is, and that's a big part of that as well. Going down here, Daryl, my wife would have told me to sit my ass down. Carlos said my wife would have been on stage with me if I did and pulled me back down. Absolutely.
Well, see, that's what I was about to say. This all goes back to communication, because even though she gave that look, if she knew Will and how she couldn't have been like, oh, he about to do something, but she could have pulled him over and whispered something in his ear, like, listen, I know that was a stab, that was a jab, but let's handle this later.
She could have said that.
To talk about this later
with
him or something.
The look, Fifi, the look was enough. You're a wife.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, bro, you can't predict. Okay, let me do it like this. Just like Jada, I can't fake nothing. If I don't feel it, I don't like it, you gonna see it in my face. You're gonna see it in my response.
Yeah.
However, if you know me though, you know that the way I roll, I'm not, let's go put some hands on people. No, we're gonna handle this in a way that's gonna really make some sense, and that's really going to be with some high level class and respect and whatever, and we're gonna handle it behind closed doors, not in front of the earth and the world and whatever.
But she's not even built like that. And this is my point. She's already put their business out there.
Yeah.
My thing is that, and I'm not taking side, I'm looking at both sides.
Mm-hmm. She's
put their business out there. See, that's the problem that I tell people with social media. Like when people say, oh, Chris already knew she had a piece. It was under a rock. Y'all do know motherfuckers have real lives, right? Everybody don't follow the Red Table Talk or watch everything that Jada Pinkett does. Just like everybody don't watch everything Chris does. That's why they have a thing called followers. That means those people might in some way be following them. So life is different. It's hard to tell in regards to it. What happened? I think with her, and like you said, everything is speculation, and I hate doing speculation. I know what she looked like. I've seen him. I think it was for him that a breaking point. He looking at her, and he probably could have been thinking like, oh my God, here I go again. You want me to do this and blah, 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 blah. You don't think I got your back. Now you go up there to do it.
That's exactly what I think happened.
I don't think that she made any effort to stop him. For what I saw, she stayed nice and sat down in that seat. He went up there and he did a lot of things that, he went off raw emotion, right? Like I said, the smack looked fake at first. It did look fake. He got back down.
It ain't like feel fake.
And because you heard it. But,
you heard that. His whole body twisted back.
That's because of the microphone he had on.
And
that's because of the microphone he had on.
Michelle's comment says, I would have went up there and punched him too. Let's talk about the punch or the slap or let me ask Michelle or any woman, or do y'all think it was worth it? Do y'all think him?
You know what? Let me give you this perspective. Let me say it like this. A man that I know, and he's an older man, and his response to it was, wow. He really respected his wife. He really defended his wife in that moment and showed Chris Rock that you're not going to be disrespecting my wife in front of the whole world, and I ain't going to do nothing about it. That's what an older man said about the situation. And it made me look like, because when I seen it, honestly, I didn't really have that response. I had the response that I'm talking about now, where it was just like, that was a lot happening at one time. I didn't feel as a woman like, oh my God, he really showed up for her. I felt like he could have handled that different. I felt like Chris Rock could have did things different. Or again, it goes back to communication for me. Yeah. I feel like all of this was a boiling point and a boiling pot of stuff that could have been avoided. If they had an issue with him saying jokes, because you know he gonna say jokes and he always come for y'all, why didn't y'all have a conversation about it with him? That's the thing for me. It keep coming back to that, because my thing is, y'all know each other. It ain't like y'all just don't talk about each other, whatever, when it first happened. Because that's the thing. If this was the first one-time thing, it would have been different, I think, in my mind. But I think it's because of the many times that he said jokes about Jada.
And let me even spin this, right? Because, like I said, this could be my bias towards Jada. I think he shouldn't have went up there and smacked him for Jada. I possibly could feel that way. And guys, Randy, Fifi, hold me accountable on this. If he said that about Crystal, I would have felt like I'd been justified to go up there and smack him. Even though I would want, she would have stopped me, I probably feel like Jada doesn't deserve to have that wifely image to go up there and somebody to address it. As Carlos and other people said, it is my job to go up there and protect my wife. Mm-hmm. Period.
Protect your wife from what?
But and here's the point I'm gonna get to.
You are doing the most. I just told you can't be doing that.
I think if she feels a way, because we don't know how she feels behind closed doors about it. Like I said, I didn't know she had it. He definitely should have addressed it. There's different ways too, but at that moment, like I said, I feel like if it was Crystal, I would have definitely addressed it for sure. I like I said, it could be my bias towards Jada.
You know, I get confused because I've heard a lot of guys keep saying this and saying this and saying this and saying this. Defend my wife. Are we at the point where, if it's worse, dang, she went out again? I can understand. This how I'm gonna put this. I understand. I ain't gonna, I don't want to talk to Mary Man, because Mary Man a whole different species sometimes. Sometimes, like Will say, which I think is, to me, when everybody say love, when he kept saying love make you do crazy things. Nah, love don't make you do crazy things. Love don't make you do crazy things, dog.
What?
That sounds like some stalkerish junk to me.
What?
Love, yeah. Love is not gonna make you do crazy things.
Go ahead.
If love, that's like if somebody beating his wife and he say, man, I just love you so much. Love make me do some crazy things. Or a woman say, yeah, I almost, I want to kill that woman. Now I called him in the bed with. Love make you do some crazy things, man. No, that's anger. Anger leads to you doing crazy things. I think we got to make a really discernment when it comes to that. Sometimes I think sometimes we say so many things, and we've been used to saying it for so long that some things just don't start to make sense anymore. I understand about disrespect. Nobody wants anybody to disrespect their wife. Nobody wants to disrespect nobody they love and things of that nature in terms of words and things of that. That's fine. But the bottom line of the matter is, if somebody, that's like me saying, hey, somebody called me ugly. That's a childlike mentality to be like, hey, because they said something bad about somebody I know, they said some words, outside of somebody threatening, like, man, when I catch your wife, I'm going to blow her head off. I'm going to smack the crap out of her. Outside of initial threats or things of that nature, words ain't doing nothing for me. If it's slanderous, that's why you got lawyers. You can't keep doing things like children. You got to grow up. If a kid snatches a toy away from another kid, when they like 1 year old, they snatch a toy away from, I'm like, yeah. And the kid pushes them down. That's a normal reaction to a kid. They ain't developed yet to develop better reasoning that, hey, me fighting and putting my hands on this kid is a bad thing just because I didn't get what I wanted. If you're going to fight every time you get called names, woo, you're going to be fighting every day of your life. Will Smith does not get the pass because he's Will Smith. If you go up there and you assault somebody, like I said, lucky for him, he got the right person.
I agree.
He got the right person.
I think, like I said, if you take off Chris Rock, you put 50 Cent up there, do we go up there?
Anybody, you see? And
or even a better one. If you take Chris Rock out and you put John Travolta up there, does he slap him? I'll go skin color here.
Pulp Fiction. I'm just playing around.
But
that's Pulp Fiction. But I'm just saying this. Well, I understand. Woo! I'm hearing. I'm trying to be that good because I know everybody got their opinions, and I love this thing that everybody like to say. And I'm gonna put it up here. I love this thing. Everybody's human and can have an error in judgment at any given time. If you make the same mistake over and over again, it's not a mistake, it's a habit. I'm not saying that Will Smith has a habit. What I'm saying is that Will Smith has some issues that have been consistently unresolved, and it ain't gonna be cured by a fucking red table.
You sure? Jada said so. You sure?
It's just real talk. It's not gonna be cured by the red table. That excuse is getting played out for me in my community with my people, that you always say, I'm human. I'm just a man. I'm just a this. I'm a just a that. I'm a just do this. No. You got to start evolving.
Yeah.
You got to stop making the same decisions and blaming it on your attitude. If your attitude is the cause of your decisions, change that motherfucker. Damn. I'm getting mad because some people out there think, yeah, it's fine for someone to go up there and smack a motherfucker because he called me ugly.
Yep.
He said I'm a sissy. Are you? Like, come on, man, grow up. They do that in preschool, man. They do that in first grade. So you telling me you got the comprehension and the mentality of a first grader and you 40, 30, 50? So you gotta get out of that. I'm holding people to the fire like I'm holding myself to the fire. Make your choices based upon sitting the fuck back and reevaluating yourself. I know it takes time because I've been there and done that. I didn't have situations where I could step up and I should have beat the fuck out of somebody. That's how I felt at the time frame. And I had to stop and reevaluate to say, Randy, you see everything you got going on in your life?
Consequences. You wait.
Nobody is going to make me go to jail for somebody else that's stupid. You ain't going to cost me everything that I worked hard for because of somebody said something. It ain't happening. I don't care what none of y'all say. It ain't happening. And you're an idiot. And I pray for you if you think that because you're angry, it gives you the right to go put your hands on somebody. No, what you do is that if you get angry and you put your hands on somebody, you've already signed a contract that, guess what? Whatever you done dished out is coming back on you. You've already written it. So go ahead and keep thinking that you're big and bad at everybody. Nobody's bigger and bad than you. You can put your hands on somebody. And what you're going to do is that you're going to run up on the right person who's not only going to return that energy, they're going to make it even worse for you. Trust me, you got idiots out there that got nothing, absolutely nothing to lose. They don't care about their own life. Why would they care anything about yours? This is it's real talk, man. It's adult stuff. I've seen too many of my people during this time frame say that it was okay. He's defending his wife. Yeah. Now, how bad would his wife would have felt if it got up there to somebody that was crazy, deranged, and blew his fucking head off? See, people don't want to think about that part because everybody been like, whoa, dang.
Well, see, it's more so like I've been saying the whole time. It's about, like you said, evaluating the situation. If Will Smith would have sat there and evaluated the whole situation and played the whole thing, other people are being honored here tonight. If I do this, this is going to foreshadow all the stuff that is happening. People are only going to talk about what I'm about to do right now. And these people have been honored that has worked years, just like I just got an award and I feel like I deserve this and I'm being honored for the work that I've done. These people have the same thing going on. And I can be considerate of them, even though I have an issue. No, I'm not dismissing my issue, but I'm going to address it in a different way. Like I said, it goes back to understanding conflict resolution. It goes back to understanding I got to do stuff different. And to be honest, like that was my response to why I said that. I wasn't surprised about people's responses on both sides, where some people felt it was justified, some people felt like that wasn't necessary, whatever. All I saw was a grown man crying out for help. That's why he wrote this whole book. That's all I see. The stuff that he's been saying that he's been going through. Just like you said, AD, like he got unresolved healing that needs to take place. Just as we had a conversation about it, don't mean I'm healed.
And I'm just putting the rest of this stuff on there because I don't want people to think that I'm not putting y'all comments on there. We'll slide down these bad boys too.
Yeah. So my wait, Will Smith.
And we'll just read this. Will Smith
and that's what I wanted to say too before I kept getting disconnected. Being insensitive and being disrespectful is two different things. Yeah. And I feel like what happened with Chris Rock was he was insensitive. He was not disrespectful because who's to say, like we said, he knew. It wasn't like he was like, oh, girl, you got alopecia. Oh, look at that bald head. He didn't do that. He was insensitive because she does have alopecia, but he made a joke about it.
Okay, so now what we're going to have, and I'm about to really, it's going to sound insensitive, but I'm going to show y'all how stuff works when people start gaslighting things. Now you're probably going to start having ribbons, whatever color they got left for that, whether it be pink, orange, purple, yellow, orange, or a bunch of mixtures, and they're going to say, we stand with alopecia. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just telling you how people jump on causes and ain't really done anything else. I see one of the comments. It says, I don't think y'all understand what he did. He's talking about a woman that has problems growing hair. It's not the same as name calling. Alopecia is affected by 6.8 million people in this country. It is not, I repeat, not a deadly disease. It's an unfortunate disease. I know people with it. I wouldn't make fun of them with it, especially if I know they're sensitive about it. But she is not going to fly this flag because people kept saying she's sick, she's sick, she's sick. Now you got to be careful with that flag. Shout out to women who had cancer. You want to see something that's frightening with women with cancer? When they go through chemo and their hair is falling out, man, I had to shave my mother's hair as she was going through cancer treatment. And thank God that she was able to make it. And she beat it. That's not the same as alopecia. It's not. Yes. Insensitive due to how she feels about it. It's not insensitive in the same level of someone that has AIDS. It's not insensitive to the level of someone who has cancer. Not as someone who went to serve this country and had their legs blown off and can't walk again. No, it's not on the same level as that. And who's to say he didn't know? And I know some of y'all not listening to me. You waiting for me to stop talking so you can get your point across. But hear me, hear me, hear me. Because someone in your family feelings get hurt does not give you the right to put hands on somebody. You just don't. I don't have the right to go put my hands on nobody. Outside of self-defense. Outside of imminent danger to those I love or myself, I don't have the right to go put hands on nobody.
So let me ask you this, and I know you had listed off your reasons of like, when you say like, if somebody like directly threatening, like, hey, I'm gonna do this to you or your family, all right, that's fine.
Oh so, yeah, I'm sitting you to sit on Jesus' lap.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit on Jesus' lap.
But let me ask you this. Now, if just for the sake of argument, if Chris Rock would have said, hey, Jada, you a bald-head bitch, will Will Smith still had a right to go up there and slap him? Now the lines are blurred. That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. Still ain't got a right to go smack him.
Well, see, this is
sue that bitch motherfucker for defamation.
This is the root of the conversation for the Black community, because that's the thing in Black community. We show respect and we handle ours by putting hands, by making moves. We got to show you in physical form that we ain't playing. That's what Black people normally do. Not all Black people, but a lot of Black people. And that's why a lot of young people are being killed, murdered, all this stuff. Again, it goes back to conflict resolution. You have to learn that you can't just go put hands on people just because you mad, because you was in your feelings. You could be validated, but that still doesn't give you a right to put your hands on somebody just because you don't like what they said, and whether it was true, not bad, ugly. And I'm saying that because, like Randy said, this is an unpopular opinion because everybody who do it ain't gonna agree. Y'all gonna be the main ones like, no, that's stupid because whatever. But what I'm saying is, when you get to a place of maturity, you understand how to fight battles. You understand which fights to choose. I'm not gonna fight you because you call me a B. I'm not one. So you're not talking to me. I'm not gonna respond. I'm not gonna give you energy. If you say something I don't like, yes, I'm gonna address it, but I'm not gonna put my hands on you. Now, if it escalates to that point because I've constantly told you these things and then you start to violate me and put your hands on me, I am acting out of self-defense. But going back to the whole situation, the whole root of this is about disrespect to Jada. That's the whole thing. Everybody feels like Will was validated because Jada was disrespected and they feel like he was defending her. That is not everybody's perspective. Chris Rock did not probably feel like he was disrespecting Jada. He felt like, I am here doing my job and I crack jokes on everybody before I got to y'all. And I do this every single year. Every time I see y'all, anything you notice what I do. So when I do it to you, for you to haul off and hit me, what is this? As his response was, he like, wait a minute, bro. Like, he even said that on TV. He even
said it like, bro, it's a joke about like, G.I. Jane.
What are we doing right now? Because Will Smith did not go. I cannot say this enough. It's gonna be like a broken record. Will Smith did not communicate. This is a problem for me when you do this. This hitting them buttons when you do this. This ain't the first time you said something about my wife. I'm gonna need you to catch it. He could have said that. He did say, keep my wife's name out your mouth, and he said some other choice words. But instead of doing the hit, it would have been disruptive, but he could have yelled that, hey, this ain't the first time you want to say some jokes. Be easy. That's still the same intensity of I'm slapping you, but I'm not slapping you. I'm saying there's other ways he could have did it. Again, we understand and we acknowledge in the moment he was in his feelings and his emotions. So everything he did was based off that. We get it. But how would people feel if Chris Rock actually did press charges? Because you assaulted me and I didn't put my hands on you. I didn't threaten you. I didn't do nothing to you. People will be like in the uproar. Oh my God, this is crazy. Chris Rock is really, then they're going to jump on black crime. Oh my God. This is why we just don't understand why black people keep doing this all the time.
Yeah,
Like, when is the violence going to stop?
Yeah, that's kind of reaching. Now, yeah, I agree with you on that. That's reaching. And like I said, I see a lot of the comments, man. Y'all commenting fast. I'm trying to keep up with y'all.
I don't think
Appreciate y'all that y'all been good, and I'm trying to start back with it. And you know what? And I'll say this too. I'll say this. Everybody, you know, because I think this is a cliche too, but there's some truth to it. Everybody don't grow or mature in the same fashion and in the same way. Some people need a lot more experiences. So this is my saying to people that have to go through things. It's two ways that you learn. You learn by experience or by somebody else's experience.
Yep.
I've been one who pay attention to other people. When I see they fuck up, I'm not going to fuck up like they did. Okay? Period. Or you could do the hardest way. And that's by experience. What does experience do? It gives you the test first, and then it teaches your ass a lesson.
Yeah.
That's what experience does. Now, is there some things we just got to walk through because that's our given due path that we got to get to the next level for? Yes, absolutely. But that's what you got to do to grow in some terms. But it's some things, and somebody about to put right. I'm just waiting for y'all to put it. Like, that's what I'm talking about, Randy. You just got some things you got to do just to grow. No. It's some things that you put on yourself. Everything ain't the obstacle that you had to march your way through. Sometimes you do some things and put some things in your own way.
Based on your choices and decisions.
Based on your choices. So that's what we trying to really say on this one. We just trying to tell our people that you got to think outside this Neanderthal way of thinking, that this is the way we got to get respect and attention by fighting and putting hands on each other. Let me let you know, black folks, and I love y'all, and don't get this wrong. And don't get me twisted because it's other races that do this, but guess what? I'm black. So this is why I'm talking to my people, because I love my people, because we're more affected by this than any other race, because nobody wants to be the nigga. And excuse my language, but it's the truth. Not one race in this country wants to be the nigga. You want to know why? Because they already consider us the down part of the group. This is why they always like to keep us down, because they know that soon as we are gone, somebody got to take our place. And no race wants that spot.
That's a fact.
It hasn't worked yet for us when it comes to this way of thinking that we can react with violence. It ain't worked yet.
And I want to add to that, because let's look at the aftermath. Let's look at the consequences of the action. The people who were honored, and this was a lifetime achievement award. Like, this was like over all the years they've been in their career. Are we talking about them right now? What they wore, the awards they won, and movies they did, and all that?
Samuel Jackson.
Let's go back to talking about the Williams. Okay, are we talking about the movie and how great that was in their life and their legacy and what their dad did for them? No. Are we talking about that was the main thing when you bring that up? The 3 women for the first time in history that hosted the Oscars, and 2 of them actually were comedians.
Not to mention, let me put this. Regina Hall? She made a joke about the entanglement. Will didn't get up there and jap slap that ass. I'm just being honest. I'm saying,
yeah,
this how you know this was deep-seated and personal. This is something that is more than anybody, man. Like you say, we ain't gonna go in there here and say this is something that is ongoing, and that's what, because you can have somebody in the room and somebody might, even girls. I'm gonna use women for example, even though I think it's an ignorant thing to do. Call each other bitches. I think it's ignorant, but you know how girls will get in the room and say like, "What up, bitch?" You can be like, "Yeah, bitch." But if the wrong one that you don't like try to say that to you, like, "What's up, bitch?" What? Bitch, is you crazy? You'll never disrespect me. And you be sitting there looking at the conversation like, what the fuck just happened? Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, Jada. Was he supposed to smack Regina? I thought y'all said this was about protecting his wife. So because a woman did it, he ain't supposed to protect his wife. I love equality conversations. Power to the women.
Nigga crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm being honest.
Look at the consequences. He still had to get out here and do the whole apology, the damage control.
But he'll be weak.
I didn't like the apologies for real. Like it was
not. I'm not talking about the one in his speech, that one.
Yeah, he had.
I'm talking about the one on social media that he has to do, because if he want to keep working in the industry and have a career,
that's a money play.
You gotta go. I'm so sorry.
I still didn't like it, and like he apologized to Chris Rock, and it was like he just said Chris, like it was. He should have apologized to that brother. But I mean, I guess if that's how you feel, he want to apologize, whatever. But I just think that it's beyond the point of like, all right, I could go back and fix it. You know what I mean? Unless they go, like I said, unless they go to the red table and
the thing is,
talk about what happened.
I'm done with you.
That's a double standard. No, I'm laughing. I want you to put, Jada, that's a double standard. You're going to say, that was about the entanglement. They wasn't about the hair loss. Some things are triggers.
Well, to be honest, both of them were a trigger, and I'm happy that
I think I'm gonna be more mad about a man putting that because that's why he slapped
her
bald ass head.
That's why he slapped Chris Rock, because the entanglement was already fueled. He already felt in the way, because here we go.
Shout out to
I'm
Will
trying
Smith.
to get my award.
Will Smith basically like, look, you can fuck my wife in front of me,
but you
can't disrespect me. But don't you ever talk about her bald ass head.
No, but that's what happened. It was a trigger. So the entanglement joke was number one.
It was the messenger, not the message. Like I see a couple of y'all been saying they look like they didn't have this problem for a while.
Yeah.
And, you know, pot shots been thrown, so he had a problem with the messenger, because if one of those girls would have been like, "Girl, I'm gonna see you in G.I. Jane too," she'd have been like, "Bitch, I'm gonna be in it."
No, I don't think so.
I bet you money.
I don't think so.
I agree.
I don't.
I agree. I think Jada,
because I know that the women would have said that, because they understand insensitivity. They understand that. They don't do that.
Are the queens of being unsensitive.
I know that, but in her case, they wouldn't have did that.
Okay, no. We'll say that because we can't speculate. I'll say that. But I just said that because she knows Regina. You brought up a good point. She know Regina. Regina like, girl, you know you rocking that bald head, girl, Jane, and she be like, yep. It's the delivery and it's the person who's delivering it. That's why
it's about how you deliver it. Regina King wasn't gonna come. She wasn't coming with that kind of intent. Yep. Chris Rock was like,
low key, he wasn't coming with that intent anyway. Because last time I checked, if anybody's seen G.I. Jane is fine as fuck. It's Deneen Moore. She bad as hell. She was a total badass in this movie.
Yeah.
She also cheated on her husband in this movie.
Okay.
She also cheated on her husband in the movie. So she been a perfect G.I. Jane.
Oh my God.
Everybody hates Chris.
But like I said, I think it was fuel to the fire, because he already had that entanglement joke happening in front of everybody, and everybody laughing, and he was just like, And then as soon as somebody said something else, that was just set him off.
Hey, that was it. Hey, and he came up there. I mean, it
was just the way he did it, though. That was the thing for me. He slapped him. I ain't never seen nobody slap somebody like that.
She don't cheat on her husband in the movie? I thought she'd be sleeping with that captain.
No, she cheated on him in the movie.
Yeah, she was like, Captain Master Chief sucked my dick.
That means she cheated because she said that?
Yeah, buddy. Man. Woo, Nelly. I'm just playing. Now we have fun, but it's a No. But I think it is fun. I'm glad now that we all loosen up in regards to it. Or maybe, and you know what, Michelle, I was just about to say that, so you just read my mind. I thought I put it up here. Or maybe the problem is Chris always making jokes about Jay. And
I just said that. That is what we've been saying.
And that's what we're saying. We're saying that it had to be where
it's long overdue.
So it was just hey, Jade, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think Deneen Moore, and I don't want to get too far, Deneen Moore and Bruce Willis, they were some swingers, weren't they, for a while? I heard they some freaks. Maybe Will and Jada should have went with those two and left Chris out. Everybody hates Chris.
This nigga retarded.
But
I just want to know what lesson did Chris Rock learn? That's what I want to know.
Chris Rock
Did he feel like, I ain't gonna ever make no jokes about y'all again? I ain't gonna talk about nobody.
I think he learned. I think what he learned is that he has grown. And what I mean by that is that in a whole different way, he would have reacted a whole different time. Because keep in mind, this man has been dealing with mental issues too. Ever since he's been divorced. He's been saying the same thing. He's been dealing with. So I think, let's just say this. First of all, everybody, let's just keep in mind, this is why they hire comedians to host award shows. If you have never been to a comedy show, they all do this all the time. My suggestion for you, if you've never been to a comedy show, don't take your ass in the front row.
Because they will blame.
Never take your money in the front row. But you know what? This is where I'll talk about with blacks. We got to stop being hypocritical. You can't say I'm with something as long as it don't affect me. That's hypocritical. We've been cheering Def Comedy Jams. We have played caps. We have done this stuff all our time frames through school. We have laughed about it. Oh, he said his mama's so old, she fart dust. Oh my God, he said everything. They talk about that. He talked about his wife. They talk about him in the crowd. Oh, look at her, man. She come up here looking like Big Bird wearing all that yellow. It has been done. Now, this is what I'm going to say to our society. And we are treading a very dangerous line, people. Censorship is right around the corner. Imagine going to a comedy show and they're only allowed to talk about 3 topics. You wouldn't even want to go. Imagine your freedom of speech being taken away and limited because some people are offended by what you have to say. This is what I'll tell people. And I remember this, and I always remember this every time. Someone who's easily offended by everything is rooted in nothing. That means if you are that sensitive to everything offends you in every such a way, the problem ain't everybody, it's you. Very insensitive. Because if she has been known to be, like I said, I don't know all of everything about it. Like I said, I don't look at everything, but if she has already said this on social media and she's been battling with this, that was a low blow joke. And it shouldn't have been said. All right? We're dealing with the what's name. It shouldn't have been said. At the same token, if you feel that way, don't laugh at nobody else when they get made fun of. You can't have it both ways. That joke was so funny when he said about him and his wife. He can't go home to her. He can't go home to her. Then also somebody's about you. Look at her hair. Look at her hair and her nails. What? Fuck that. Will. Nigga, you better do something, Willis. Will got up there like, oh, shit. I can tell you what happened. Oh, shit. I got to always prove my love. Keep my wife's name. He even did it like an actor. Keep me wife's name out of your fucking mouth. He's like, what? Keep me wife's name out your fucking mouth.
For him to say it 2 times, you knew it was real. If you didn't think it was real, when he said it twice,
and when he had
and the veins was popping out his head, he was like, okay. This is not a joke. No, Lupita was the funniest thing because her reaction, she was back there like,
this doesn't happen in Africa.
Yo, the crazy thing about that is that I don't even hear Will cuss in movies no more. And I saw him cuss in real life. I'm like, oh, that nigga was mad.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. I do believe we witnessed, and this is the problem I have when black men do it. We always, I don't want to sound sexist, but it is. It just is what it is. When women have this breakdown and they're very sensitive about something, especially for our sisters, for the most part, the most men in our community as a whole, we embrace our women for the most part. We ain't talking about all the bad ones, so don't come out here chatting crazy. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the people as a whole when we do it, when people that actually care. They embrace them. Tyrese broke down. All you saw was memes. They dogged him out. They talked about him. Will Smith had a breakdown. All we saw was memes. They talked about him. Even at their most emotional moments, you got the Michael Jordan cry meme. I mean, let's be honest. We do not take male, especially black male, mental health seriously enough.
Do you have the ringer?
No, I ain't got it this time.
But you know what? Like that absolutely is true.
That's 100. We witnessed him broke. We witnessed he broke down. He broke down. That for him to do that, this man is normally he's the epitome of man. Come on, let's look really and see when he did that speech at the end.
Have another Will Smith.
Yeah, when he did that speech at the end, it made him seem so hypocritical. But I'm like, man, he really is like that. He just mentally broke down now. He is at the point where he exploded. He like, man, I smacked him, but I was smacking him for everything I've had going on. You're the breaking point for me, man.
But that's the whole point I've been making the whole time about how people have to see beyond the surface level. You got to see beyond him just slapping a dude. Like, no, it's other stuff going on.
That's what I was saying earlier. I just really think
y'all both been saying it. I think we just been going into detail about it.
At the end of the day, Will did it because he was pushed to do it, and like it was no other way. I think at that time where like he's like, oh man, I might not win this Oscar or like whatever happened, and like that had to happen. He felt like that moment wasn't bigger than making sure that Jada,
he was just on explode. He was on explode mode. And like I said, I still think it was a horrible decision that he made. But people make bad choices when they're not in their right mind.
Now, what I want to ask, this is the question I want to ask. So we saw Denzel and a few other
Michelle, you ain't helping me. Michelle, you ain't helping me. She said Will did it because he wanted to do it. And guess what?
That's a fact.
That's a fact. I agree with you.
1000%.
And guess what?
You think
I don't agree.
I think he was.
It was a choice.
Was forced to do it.
It was a choice.
If Jada was to laugh, he would have never went up there.
No, it was a choice because whether Jada made a face or not, he did not like what was said.
Only because Jada didn't like it.
Why he laughed?
Because when you get mad, you laugh. Sometimes, not me, but other people.
This one, I have to disagree with you, Ms. Hills.
No.
He saw that look. He saw that wife look on that side like Duke.
I guarantee you, if she did not have that look, if she would have laughed and they carried on,
but did he even look at her? I don't remember seeing him look at her when she made that face. I saw the camera. I saw the camera on her and we saw it, but did he actually look at her during that time?
She turned her neck like she was in The Exorcist. Like,
hey, you ladies, y'all better stop playing.
Oh my God.
Even like I might be reaching. Even if he didn't look, let's just pretend he didn't look. He felt it. He knew it. I'm telling you, like, look, he knew that she was there.
Well, back to my question.
I'm not reading no more comments. Juan Carlos just said it. He said he might not thought the smack would have landed like that. Hey, cuz that's why he smacked the way he did.
He did a dual slap.
He really hit it.
Like back in the day when they used to do dual slap.
That's why I told people smacking is so disrespectful for another man to do it because
punch me in my face, bro.
Yeah, they'll be like they'll take like I demand my satisfaction. Slap. Hey, what happened after that? Nigga, we about to meet in the morning the next day.
Then we about to have a shootout.
1, 2, 3, turn and shoot. Somebody dying after you smack somebody.
Oh my God.
Man, I'll tell you, man, we are some fickle creatures.
Let's go back to my question.
It'll make us pissed off. We'll be pissed off.
Let's go back to my question. He was embraced and had some choice words to him. Do you think that the same men or other men did the same thing for Chris Rock?
Say that again.
And it sucks. It sucks, but no.
I said, do you think that okay, so after this incident happened, after he got slapped, Denzel and some other men had conversations with him, with Will Smith, about his actions and what's happening, and tried to give him wise counsel, if you want to call it that. Do you think the same thing happened for Chris Rock? Do you think he had a whole little wise counsel situation, whatever?
No, I think some people defended him like online, like, oh, well, Chris Rock was the G or Will was wrong, but like how they defended Will, I don't think that happened for Chris.
I think Chris.
Okay, let's go into that. Why don't you think Chris Rock needed it?
Because he took that smack like a G, and he didn't react to it.
Because we're looking at the problem. We looked at like, all right, well, something's going on with Will, and we're looking at Jada and thinking something wrong with them versus actually making sure Chris Rock straight. I mean,
so this is why I'm asking this, because this is how it started. Mm-hmm. Everybody's focused on Will, but Chris Rock, that could have been damaging for him.
I think he probably talked to somebody though.
He didn't respond like in front of the world like that. Like he took it, and he did have a moment where he said, "Hold on, okay."
Yeah,
he had to compose himself because he was about to go there for a minute.
No,
but he had to really
okay, I get what you're saying. If your question is, do I think somebody went and talked to Chris? Absolutely, somebody talked to Chris.
Okay,
talked to somebody. I think that had that. I think that what man ain't gonna be upset about getting smacked in front of millions of people?
I think when we look at Chris Rock,
and with this,
he appeared not to be broken.
All this stuff, all these memes. Man, let me tell you something. First of all, the internet is undefeated. The minute it happened, I don't know how many.
How these people need to have billions of trillions of dollars. Like, you can go make a meme that fast. How?
I'm like, this is crazy. And it's like, yeah. So I just think I'm trying to y'all got so many comments. We appreciate y'all tonight. We trying to get it on there as we saying. Some of them comments I ain't put because man, Carlos and Daryl is crazy. They gonna say, I gotta put this on there. He gonna say, everybody's saying the same thing about this punch. I'm just like they gonna say, Daryl gonna say, punch me. And like it's something about it. You know what it is? If you've ever watched a lot of movies, when somebody smacks somebody, it's almost like the insult, like you stupid, like especially
that's the ultimate disrespect.
I'm like, man, you just like, hey, smacking and spitting. You do either one of them.
That's disrespectful.
It's a wrap. So
I'd rather nigga to knock me out cold than to smack me.
Yeah.
Even if I whoop you, like I feel like I lost because you smacked me.
Yeah, like dog, man, you put it on him. No, man, look at my face. You smacked me, man.
I think I even think about the internet thing. I ain't think about all the memes.
You just think about all the memes. Yeah, he gonna have some stuff. And Fifi, you brought up a real good point. And he was already battling that stuff inside him already. So I mean, yeah, I think he's gonna have some stuff to come. Hopefully, he still has some stuff to come. I mean, with people talking and stuff like that. But like you said, the real aspect of the part, I know we making light of some of these situations, which we should. But the scary part should be for us is that, man, we gotta learn how to solve some things without acting like children, and not just digging in and giving into our first thought. A lot of people say, man, I follow my first mind.
Your first mind ain't always the right thing to do.
The best mind. It ain't always. And you need to chill. Think about that because now he playing damage control. And he shouldn't have to.
And it don't even
a million different ways to get that taken care of. I understand the disrespect. Nobody man, who wanted somebody disrespect? Of course you're gonna be mad. Like, But really, like I said, I'll be like, yeah. When we going on break, I might let them know when we going to commercial break.
Yeah,
I'm walking my ass backstage.
Yeah,
I'm going up to him. I'm like, that shit you did to my wife. Yeah, me and you gonna have to talk about that.
But see, again,
it should have been like that.
It's a level of understanding how to solve it in a more mature way.
Yep.
And we keep saying mature. I don't want nobody to feel disrespected or feel like we calling you a little kid because you decide you want to throw them hands first. However you feel like you need to get respect is how you do it. But what I'm saying is violence is not always the answer, because if that was the answer, we wouldn't be talking about none of this stuff right now. There would not be damage control happening. There would not have to be 1,000 apologies. We wouldn't have to be wondering, okay, what's about to happen with Chris Rock and how is he going to be affected by this and how is Will Smith going to be affected? It's different. It would have been totally different. It would have been more of stuff like, hey, y'all saw Will. Y'all know Will was mad, right? Y'all see how he looked after that joke? You know he gonna go for him. The jokes would have been like that. you know he about to go holler at Chris backstage real quick after this over. The jokes would have been like that. But it came out in physical form instead of just him holding his composure to handle it in a more responsible way. I don't know how to describe it. I can't.
No, I know what you're saying. I'm
He
just
said
laughing
this
at a lot of
voodoo.
y'all
I said,
comments, man. Y'all been commenting like a mug.
he
tonight.
said Jada got the voodoo.
Jada got that voodoo. I think I'm gonna tell you this, and I like this is something that's you never know what goes on in people's relationships. That's number one. That's the biggest one.
The way it looked don't mean that's what it is.
Nobody. I think somebody said it here tonight too. We don't know how Will, and guess what? We don't know how Jada is. As much as they put out, it's a whole bunch more that we just don't know. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna pray for them. I'm gonna pray for that family.
Absolutely, because they need it.
They need it.
Everybody need it, but they need it. They going
Chris,
through a lot.
Chris Rock. We need it too, but I don't like people talking about all these comedians get out of pocket. They out of pocket for what reason are they out of pocket? Have we heard some comedians go hard? Yeah, but guess what? If you went to a comedy show, you laugh at comedy, you're part of the problem then. And I really don't think it's a problem. I think that comedy is that last art form that we got, that everything can be talked about because it is truth and jokes.
To try to make light of a hard situation.
We need to be light of it. And we get educated at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, what you going to do? You going to take shows like the Amber Ruffin show off? I mean, we got a whole bunch of things that it's incredible that comedy brings. Do some things need to be exercised with care? Absolutely, if it's known. And if they don't know it, allow the person time to rectify it, to make amends. Everybody don't follow. Everybody not glued to social media. Actually, you probably got less people that follow social media now, a little bit more, just because of, they get kind of tired of all the
for mental sake.
It's just health. Fake. Yeah. They get tired of the fake lives. So I would just say, like, to Will and Jada, real talk. I think Jada, I don't like what Jada said. Now, this is my problem with Jada said. I'm not trying to be a Jada basher, like some of y'all trying to be a Chris Rock basher. I'm just messing with y'all.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't a Jada fan, so
I'm not the biggest fan. It's funny. I'm not the biggest fan because of how I see her keep operating.
The thing is, y'all don't like what she do and how she do it. It's not necessarily you don't like her. You just don't like what she's doing.
I don't like how she operates. I don't like how she operates. I think that it's a better thing. It's like, man, if you don't want to be with this man, if you that detestable with him, man, let him go. Let them go. Just let this. I don't never understand about any people. If you're that unhappy with somebody, stop and just let them go, man. She to me, she carries herself as if she does no wrong. Even in her comment, do you think I would have think it'd have been classy of her to
what did she say?
I'm about to put it up right now. She made this comment, and she said, this is her first thing she said. She said, this is a season for healing, and I'm here for it. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck is that mean? And I mean that in the best way possible.
Hey,
he's so mad right now. I
got another one that might say
that was a trigger for 80. He mad. He said,
what I'm just thinking, and I understand what it may say from here. I'm like, this is so, like,
because she didn't directly address the situation.
Thank you. You know what? No, Jada's saying it the best. Thank you, Jada. I feel Jada should remain quiet for a while because after August unfolded, anything she says after is going to be poked at.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Carlos. That's why the word I look for. She's trying to spiritualize everything. Man, how about you do something that I've seen some incredible women do? What about this? She could have said something like this to a point. And keep in mind, I ain't her. She ain't got to be like Rand. She ain't got to be like nobody. She going to be her. But how about saying something happened at Oscars the other night? My husband got up there to try to defend my honor. And it may have not been the right way. I stand by him, and we both apologize for the acts that happened. See, something like that shows class and humility. It's healing season. and I'm all here for it. I'm
Or
like, you don't get your Ivana Van Zant.
What's her son name? Jada? Is it Jada?
Somebody need to hit her bald-headed ass.
Her son, yeah, Jada.
Yeah, so Jada put on Twitter, say, yeah, and that's what we do.
Jada need to shut up. He don't even know if he want a dick.
I'm like, really?
He can't get in the conversation so he can figure out what he want to do with himself. First, he wanted to chop his dick off. Then he wanted to wear this. Now he want to save the world. He don't know what he want to be. And I'm saying that in love. Boy, find out what you want to do and stick with it. Gonna say, it's healing season. Ivana Van Zant, it's healing season. She thinks she Maya Angelou, Ivana Van Zant, Oprah Winfrey, all of them put together, Gandhi and everybody else, and pissed to come out the thing.
You are so angered by what she said. You are so bad.
It seems so ungenuine and fake.
It's because you felt like she was insensitive about the situation. You felt like she didn't really put any real care into it. That's why you mad, because you feel like it was insensitive. Like, so this is how you gonna say this generic answer? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, you don't think she don't care? She don't care about Will. This is evident. Okay, any woman out there right now that's listening, or that's right now looking at our thing, if your husband was about to storm up the stairs to defend your honor, how many of you would sit back and just say, go do that thing, daddy? Or would you say, man, no, come back. Yeah. It ain't worth it. The integrity, I appreciate the thought of you wanting to do that. I know how much you love me. But sit back. We got it. That's what a real woman would do. Not none of this hood radish shit that it was trying to go on. Not none of that trailer park trash crap that's going on. Not none of that gold diggerish, I'm feeling salted type stuff going on. I've seen this happen. Man, I'm telling you, do not let your woman emotions rule you. Somebody gotta have a cool head.
And that was
do not do it. Even women, don't let your man emotions rule
you.
The nugget. Somebody gotta have a cool head.
That's the nugget that you need to put for the show. And look, and like I said, it's not about not defending your woman or whatever, or vice versa, but like her emotions controlling the outcome of something that's not logical, like something we could have, you know what I mean, taken care of it in a different way. Or like if I sat and thought about it, damn, like I really ruined Questlove night. I really ruined Samuel Jackson's night. I really ruined the Williams night. I really just made an ass out of myself. I basically gave the culture a black eye, and I'm Will Smith. And not to even look, I understand if it was just a rapper that did it. We'll still be upset, but this is the de la creme of our entertainer / black folk, Will Smith. And he did that.
And did see this right here? And Jada, I hear what you're saying. You're saying, shake my head. We don't know what she did or what she thought at the moment. I know what she didn't do. I ain't measuring about what I didn't know what she did. I know what she didn't do. She didn't grab him. And we got camera angles to prove that.
And but see, I can't say two. In a split second of a moment.
It's healing season. It's healing season.
In a split second of a moment, when something is happening and you get caught off guard and you didn't expect it, it ain't like you have a logical response that fast.
I'll give like, you lose
sometimes. And the way that happened in a matter of seconds. Like, it was just like, before I could even say something, it was over. Oh,
I got some respect. I respect every single woman that's been in here, but y'all giving Jada a lot of excuses. And Jada
I'm not, because I'm not giving Will excuses, and I ain't giving Jada excuses. I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on, let's talk about the facts.
Yep. And we just talk about the fact that Jada put this whack. Can I read it again for y'all? Maybe y'all need to hear it, and y'all can kind of just listen to this again. This is what she said after everything is going about and transpired. This was what she thought was going to be said. This is a season for healing, and I'm here for it.
But what does she mean by it? That's the whole thing.
She don't even know. Cue Ball don't know what the fuck she was talking about.
You just so bad. You just do that like her. I understand.
Because I can't stand any woman or any man that would purposely allow the person they supposedly love to look horrible in these streets.
Yeah.
That's what I can't stand. Just like yesterday, I had a whole bunch of guys, and I'm gonna call y'all out on here. You better hope I don't call your name. That was on here talking about, I would have did that. I would have defended my wife's honor like that. Nigga, y'all cheat on your wife every day. You on this bad boy in everybody's book, on Facebook, DMs, and everything else like that. Having every woman, every man out here looking at them sideways. That's disrespectful. I don't like a hypocrite. Some of the main guys I've seen all the time up here talking about, I would have went up here and defend. Shut up, nigga. You eating pussy every night, and it ain't your wife's. And you got the nerve to talk about some disrespect. You disrespect your woman every night. Every day. Got women out here laughing at her. And you got the nerve to talk about it just because you said, well, I ain't call her a bitch. I ain't call her like this. You ain't got to call her like that because she feel horrible because you out here doing that dirt crap to her. So all you little fake pussy motherfuckers out here that keep saying the same thing, talking about, oh, I would have did this. Man, you ain't even talking about no man stuff. You talking about some kid crap. I'm saying it go both ways. I ain't talking about the woman or the man. I'm saying it's both ways. If you talking about respect, it's got to be shown.
Exactly.
You can't talk it. It's got to be shown. I got a married man right over there that's across from me that love his wife. It's shown. Because he ain't out here having affairs. He ain't out here cheating. He busts his ass for his family, his wife, and his kids. That's how you show respect. Not talking about it. Talking about what you gonna do. Well, I'll smack her to you disrespect my wife. While you in the bed, like you said, while you tossing some whole salad that ain't your wife. Every night, dropping in DMs, thinking that it's all fine. So y'all can save me on that. Pish posh. It ain't healing season for you stupid motherfuckers. You need to grow up. So it's on both ways. It's about a respect factor. You should never want the person you with to feel disrespected. They should feel nothing but comfortable with you and when you away. And if they don't feel that way, it's a problem. It's a major problem. So the lesson that we need to take from all of this, real talk, well, I'm going to take from it. I ain't telling y'all what y'all need to take, but I hope that we think deeper on a whole bunch of different things, man. Yeah, they are probably going to try to invite them to the table. And it might be a good thing if somebody else is the moderator over the table. It can't be Jada. I think it's healing season, and I'm here for it. Pickett Smith.
You said what?
She needs to dish out an apology. That would have been classy. Because let me tell you something. Every woman know the button to push on her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Every man know the button to push on their wife. Don't tell me Jada didn't realize that was going to Will was going to act the way he act. If y'all been married for over 20 years and you don't know that, what the fuck have y'all been doing for 20 years? Real talk. What y'all been doing for 20 years? If you ain't been doing nothing. So her part, yeah, a man, his wife, when he really in love with his wife, it ain't nothing that he wouldn't do for her. But it's also things that he wouldn't do to risk not seeing her again, not being able to provide for her. See, this is what I mean by what you think. When you got the bag, you got $800 million. Yeah, G.I. Jane joke can go out the window, man. I ain't about to risk so you can sue me. If it had been a white guy he did that to, Will ass would have been in jail. No bail. And what the hell? Period. If he had did that. The police wouldn't even asked. See, this was funny. This was funny to me. Normally the police take your ass anyway because it's on camera and everything.
They got evidence.
They got evidence. They didn't care. They're like, oh, two niggers. That nigger don't want to do anything. He don't want to press charges. If that had been a white guy and Will smacked up there, woo! That mud would have been on. That mud would have stopped the war in Ukraine. They'd be like, look, I think Will Smith. They would have been talking about it all day. He'd have been.
Let him hit Brad Pitt.
You said what now?
Let me hit Brad Pitt like that.
Yeah, it'd have been anybody. It's like my whole thing is that, real talk is just that we trying to, what I'm really just trying to say is that I love my people. But we got to stop dealing on the surface of things. Like Fifi just said, we deal too much on the surface. And it's everything that we can see, that you think you can see. Man, we got to start understanding that it's a root cause to things. That if somebody always reacts a certain way, or somebody who normally doesn't never act this way, and they explode,
that's a red flag.
Is wrong.
Yeah.
So trust these black men. And real talk, Will Smith should need to be on some type of suicide watch right now. I know people think like, oh, what you talking about? No. This man exploded in front of us. He had a mental breakdown. Even when he was up there cussing, I could see it in his eyes. Something wasn't right. I'm like, no, something he done. He said it the exact same way both times. Something wasn't right. Even when he was on the stage, he broke down crying. Those wasn't tears, talking about tears of excitement. He was trying to hide that stuff. He was putting on an act when he was doing that speech. It's something more disturbing. They said he cried the entire night, man. Come on, man. Black men need help too. This man cried the entire night, even at the parties, crying, trying to act like he was there. He has been so used to faking it. I'm praying for him, man. I pray for everybody.
This is why I'm constantly saying what I'm saying about not just showing up, not just hearing what's being said, but actually applying it and doing something with it. This is why I always keep saying we have to communicate. If we keep it all bottled in, exactly what happened with Will Smith is what's going to happen to everybody. You're going to explode at some point. You can't keep all of this years and years from childhood to now, every disappointment, every trauma. This is why we talk about the same topics we talk about, where they're deeper level topics, because we all got stuff that's going on with us and we need to deal with it. We can't keep running from it. We can't keep ignoring it. We can't keep putting it back like, oh, I'm gonna get to it at some point. Because this should have been a wake-up call for everybody in the world to know, like, hey, I need to deal with my stuff because I'm gonna be out here smacking people like Will. And it ain't even funny. It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. It's not. It's just the fact that, like, seriously, that's what happens. That's what happens. And when you get okay, you got to be okay with not being okay. Go find the proper ways to get help. Talk to somebody. You know, you can't talk to everybody because you can't trust everybody. Cool. You're dealing with trust issues. Got it. You better start talking to God, Jesus, something. You better find a way.
You better stop talking to that fucking red table. Because it ain't working. That red table ain't working. That table, that table does not work.
Hey, I think that y'all think it could have been worse. Don't get me wrong. I think.
Oh yeah, it could have been 10 times worse.
I think Will was messed up, but I think that how messed up he really feel, it could have been worse.
And I just wanted to put this one out here. What y'all think? I know Jada was like, everything y'all bringing up, at least Randy, is always targeted at Jada being the root fault for Will making his choices. Is he not a man, the leader, the person who is supposed to hold the logic? No.
I'll let you answer that first, and I
think this is what I'll say with that, because I know it's another one too. You said there's no way Jada nor any woman would think their man would do this, do that in his prime and in that setting. That's another one. I don't think that's true either, to a certain extent.
If you love somebody, let me go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you love somebody, you do things that can be out of your character, or even like even we talk about Will Smith. Right? No, like you do it out of character. Will loves this woman so much is that he's willing to even sometimes put aside logic or put aside how things should be to cater to her feelings. I'm not saying it's right.
I think that's more on the side of and I remember you said that before. You know, stalkers do things and say that they love the person and that's why they stalk them. I think people can confuse love with infatuation and unhealthy infatuation. Now, I do think that he loves his wife. But if I'm not mistaken, a long time ago when they first got married, and this is something that's out of his mouth, he said that Jada did not believe in the traditional sense of marriage. She had saw things go wrong previously. So basically, she was saying, I don't agree that it was a man and a woman. That, I think that we should be kind of a free will type thing. I'm not going to put words in their mouth. But I think that Will, at some point, gave in to the whims of what she thought would be all right and able, so that way he could be able to have her. And it's a dangerous situation. When
I want to say I agree with that, because remember, he was married before he got with her to a whole nother person, and he left her to be with Jada. So I think whatever he was attracted to, or he felt like Jada was the soulmate or the one or whatever, I feel like that's his choice. That's really what he wanted. And he didn't know what he was signing up for and all that he was getting into. And I think that they're both broken people trying to figure out whatever, because they, again, have had a lot of crazy life happenings individually, and they brought that into a marriage. And I want to say this about marriage. I think that's a point of marriage. A part of it is going to bring out the ugliness in you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that you can deal with it. So you can see this is in you, and it takes your spouse to pull that out.
Yep, I agree with that. I agree with that.
And
Jade, and like I said, and Jade, I agree with you in the point of, as a man being the head, I put it like this: he's responsible for his own choices. I'm not saying she's responsible for his choices,
but she can influence him.
But and that's what I'm about to say. Is she's an influence. It's just like, and keep in mind, you're still responsible for your choices, but you can always have people that influence you. It's just up to you that, you said you're going to do it. And come on, ladies, y'all know how it is. Like, come on. Women, let me tell you, y'all the queens of getting what y'all want. Let's just be honest. Like, hey, baby, you know how to push the right buttons. And you also know that nobody can make your life more miserable on the face of this planet if they don't get what they want than women. They will make your life hell. Men at least will just kill your ass. Women will torture you for years and years to come. Men just kill her. Like, man, I'm killing her ass. I'm gonna cut her up and put her.
I even got time.
I ain't got time for that. Women will make you torture, because women, not all women, because you know what? First of all, if it wasn't no women on this earth, like somebody said before, I would kill myself. I'm not being with no dudes. So all I'm gonna say is this.
This conversation is going way left. Oh
I know,
God.
way left, right? All I'm gonna say is this. Everybody's responsible for their choices. And when people don't make the right choices, the more responsible choices, the less selfish choices, it has a domino effect. Carlos said it real good. He said Jada could have maybe got up, went to the bathroom, and kind of gathered herself. And that's true. It could have been a lot of different things that could have been done. Will, after that joke, could have said, hey, let's leave. And that would have sent a strong message that he didn't like that. He could have got up there and said it when it was his time frame, to have it, and say that he didn't like it. Or let's say, as he did it, he could have went up there and apologized, shook his hand, and said, man, I'm sorry about that, and then expressed that incredible love and admiration he had for his wife. I care about this woman. But when you say love make you do crazy things, I just don't agree with that. Love will make you do things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you love somebody enough that you do it. I don't think, because
I agree with that.
Me saying I love somebody and I'm gonna do some crazy shit, no, I wouldn't do that. Because love not only brings unselfishness, it brings wisdom. And you're gonna do.
I think that's what Mac is saying. Mac is saying.
No. I get what he's saying.
You will do some things that are not what you would normally do on your own. Like in your own mind, you would be like you said, the influence.
Oh my God, we're taking over. We're getting taken over.
You got the robot joint, but thank you for clearing it. Thank you for clearing it up.
I've been having technical difficulties all night.
No, I love y'all. We had it, and it's still going. Jada, that's it. Pain makes you do crazy things. Woo! Pain makes you do some incredible things. Look at this. Will Smith is definitely going through some heartbreaking things. And Jada is always doing or saying something to dishonor her husband. She's humiliated him to the entire world on several occasions. Will loves Jada in a way that is not reciprocated. She treats him like he can't have dang near any woman he wants, or he can have any there. And I agree with that to a point. I do agree with that. But I think what it is that it's kind of like what Fifi said, man. man, hurt people. These two have had a long marriage, and evidently they've had a lot of things that going on in that marriage, and it's a lot of hurt that's going on. And I'm coming from being married, and I understand that hurt. I understand hurt. I mean, not their hurt, but I understand how when you get hurt, you come home and it feels hopeless. Woo! God damn. Excuse me. Woo, man. That's tough. It feels hopeless. Ain't nothing worse than coming home and feeling like you with a roommate.
Mm-hmm.
And hopeless. Like you just taking care of somebody, y'all just there, and it's bad. So on that part of it, I understand that. It's tough. Like you said, and that's what we just gonna keep doing. Like Fifi has said all night, and she been whipping my behind on this mug all night. She said, "Boy, that's what I said. That's what I said," and I'm listening to you. That's why I love both of y'all so much. It's a deeper. We have to. What may seem crazy to us, we need to just take seriously, and we need to learn how to. As hard as it can be sometimes, we got to learn how to love people through it, not condemn them. Get to the root of it and say, all right. Not let our passion get so much where we feel like we above everybody else and our opinions are better than anybody else, but be to a point where we can be respectful. We can hear exactly what other people are saying. And even though we don't agree with it, we can say, I understand why you feel this way, and I can appreciate it a lot better. I just want us to really think. We really have to get into thinking. Like Fifi said, we have to get into being honest. If you're not fine, you're not fine. There's nothing wrong with saying that. To all my fellas out there, please, man, do not be out there suffering in silence. I think this is our theme this year about this healing. This is really about healing and getting ourselves together, because that's all we've been talking about coming into April. Man, we have got to get some healing, man. We do. We got to get some healing. All of us, our ladies too. We got to get there. We got to stop making it look like, and all apologies, because I think maybe, I was a little harder on Jada because I do see some things I don't like that she do. But that should make me even more want to say, man, we need to get you some help too. If you're willing, you need to get some help, because you're not seeing the things that you're doing either. But that's not to say what's happened to her with her and Will. And we don't know. And guess what? That's how it should be. We don't know what's going on in marriage. We just hopefully pray for them and hope everything get better. And if it means they need to separate, let's do it, because there's too many lives being affected. And what I mean by lives, I mean millions of people. Everybody is not blessed with the opportunity that you affect millions and millions of people. And that's dangerous. And we shouldn't take that responsibility ever for granted. When you say something out here, many people can say it. What's his name? Ricky Smiley said something today. I don't know if y'all got a chance to see it, but he says it's a dangerous narrative when people get on here and start spouting about violence, because you don't know how much other people may love that person and how it may turn out. In the world, the most popular sport is soccer. In Portugal, they found out that one of the soccer players was blowing games on purpose. A couple of fans killed him. They don't know that man. They're not families with that man. But it's just that dangerous narrative that got put out there that affects everything. So much healing energy to Will, to Jada, to Chris, to the Williams sisters, everybody that was affected, because we can go on all day about it. Because there's so many events that got missed, and it's sad that this cast that huge shadow over an incredible thing that should have been different. But guess what? People can be redeemed for it. People can go for it. They can get healed about it and have some real resolution. We just all need to stop arguing over petty details that don't matter and get to the root of it and say, hey, it was wrong all the way. Each person, let them resolve it, and let's move on. That's what we call a dope.
Yeah. And start shining light on all the positive things that happened. All the people that was honored. Let's start conversations about that.
Shout out Questlove, Danny Glover, Samuel L. Jackson. My goodness. Shout out Regina Hall, Wanda Sykes, and what's the other girl name?
I'm not sure.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. Was that the white girl name? Kelly Clarkson. She was one of them funny girls. Well, the white girl. You did a good job. But no, women, we appreciate y'all tonight. Man, appreciate y'all, all y'all comments. Thank you so much. Again, go ahead, get that bad boy out there, share, get it out there how you ever do it. Subscribe if you see us on YouTube as well. Thank y'all so much. Jada, always you on this bad boy, bringing out the much heavy debates ever. Cool beans, Daryl, appreciate you.
Thank you, everybody.
Amy, thank you. Amy Schumer. Woo! Thank you, cuz. Shout out, Steph. Appreciate you. Oh, Jesus, I was struggling with that. I was like, Amy Schumer. I remember that. She was in the movie Trainwreck. Just in case you don't know who she is. Amy Schumer, Trainwreck. And she had one of the best jokes of the night before we got here. She had one of the best jokes. Like she said, they brought 3 women here because it was cheaper to pay them than one man.
Wow, that was not funny. Because that was crazy. And that's exactly what they do.
Yep. And guess what? Some man should have ran up on stage and kicked her because that was offensive. I'm just playing.
Oh my God.
But shout out everybody. Appreciate y'all, man. We glad you got this topic out. Glad we was able to discuss it. Man, y'all was a great audience.
It was dope. Like
y'all were dope.
Just the interactions.
This is what we talking about. We need y'all to keep this up.
No disrespect.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
People agreeing to disagree or whatever. Like, we were able to get the content out. We were able to get, people to get engaged. Man, that's what it's all about. So I'm just, I'm happy.
So I'm gonna let my co-hosts, if they might say anything before we let y'all get out of here. We'll be back next week, Wednesday, 3. My goodness, 7:45.
You be by yourself.
Oh yeah, because I'll be by So 7:45.
We're gonna have 3 topics. Maybe that's what you were trying to say.
Yeah, 3 top. Thank you. Woo, man. That's when you have the best crew, they do their thing. But we'll be back here next week, regular time, 7:45. New topics. I know because everybody kept talking about the time. High five back to you, Jade. Appreciate you. Miss Heels, got anything to say before we get up out of here?
We love y'all. We just need y'all to keep the same energy every show. Thanks.
God damn. I'm sorry. It's like a robot. She sound like a Google Watch. I want to sound like a Google Watch. Forget that.
That's crazy. Everybody, thank y'all for hanging out with us today. Continue to share, like, and subscribe, and we will see y'all Wednesday.
Yep, we'll see y'all next Wednesday. Remember, we have YouTube as well. Subscribe, Unfiltered with Mr. Johnson.
Oh my God.
I'm a motherfucking Google Watch.
We love y'all.
We love y'all. Woo! Fifi, what was that button I used to put the music on here? That was dog it.
Crazy.
Love y'all. See y'all next week. Enjoy yourself. Love each other. Be kind.